So after so much consideration and thought and more thinking, we've decided that the country would love to relocate to, or the city would love to relocate to, is Dubai. But here's why. Hear us out. Hey people, hey, it's Tell Me Daniels here. It's been a minute. Well, it's not been a minute. Well, actually, it's been not really, but the last videos I've been posting have been the travel vlogs, and they're actually from last year. But today is a very interesting video where we're going to be talking to you about us moving from the UK to, well, you've seen, I don't know if I've put it on the title, like where, we're considering moving to, but we're going to get into all of that. We have some errands to go run very soon, but I thought like it would just, chat with you as we sort of get ready to leave. So make it a quick chat because we need to get going pretty soon. So I'm just gonna pop you up on here, and I'm gonna get Mr. Daniels. Let's see, Mr. Daniels. Yeah. Would you like to join me? I also need your help to put on my jewelry. Singles, how do you guys do it? When you need help with jewelry, do you have to go to your neighbors? I'm just kidding. Anyway. Hello, this is Mr. Daniels. Okay, so thank you. So we're going to be talking about leaving the UK, where we're considering moving to, why, most importantly, why we're considering moving to this place. And yeah, so let's get straight into the video. But first, let's get this jewelry. Actually, I could get started. So the very first reason is taxation in the UK. Guys, taxation. If you know what I meant, I don't speak pidgin English. But let me show you my jewelry. This is one of my Valentine's gift from this lovely man here. So taxation. Yeah, that's the front. Yes. Yeah. There you go. Okay, so tax. Let's start from, we're going to talk about tax. Property tax, stamp duty, land tax, which is property tax you pay when you buy a property. Capital gains tax, which is tax you pay when you sell a property. Value added tax, VAT, and just all forms of tax. We'll make it brief. And the reason why we're talking about property tax is obviously where our business is property development. So we obviously are buying properties all the time. Okay, thank you, baby. So tax, let's start from personal tax. I remember like when I remember calling the HMRC, what does HMRC stand for? Is Majesty Revenue and Customs. So HMRC in the UK is what is equivalent to IRS, which is the Inland Revenue Service in the US. And so that's the body that, takes tax, controls tax. So I remember calling like sometime last year. Was it last year? Last year. I remember calling because I'd got a pay rise, and my net pay was less than it was previously. So I didn't understand what was going on. So I was like, oh, surely there's a miscalculation somewhere, and HMRC is just going to refund my money. And I was like, HMRC is just going to refund my money because they've been miscalculating something. So I called them. I'm thinking I'm going to get a lump sum, a check in the post. And then we started going through like my income. Oh, by the way, when you're going through your income, it also includes stuff like if you have like rental income. So not just like your PAY, not just income from your job, but if you have any other income that you have. So they start going through it, and then like my rental income and all of that. And they're like, oh, like you've actually been paying less tax than you should have been paying. Because you earn, I'm going to be a bit transparent here, you earn, over 100K, so you shouldn't even have personal tax allowance. So just to explain a bit, personal tax allowance is I think it's 12,500. I don't get it, so I don't know. But personal, I think it's 12,500, and then so you get personal tax allowance. So it means that the first 12,500 you earn, you don't get to pay tax on it because your it's basically free. It's free of tax per annum. And then but once you hit the 100K mark and you start earning 100K, not just from your job, it could like just be combined income of 100K. Then you don't get personal tax allowance anymore. So they're saying, oh, like, so they asked when, I started earning that, and basically they needed to backdate it as well. So it meant that I had to start paying even more tax because I didn't have any personal allowance anymore. By the way, it's not just, I think before you get to 100K, it's like I don't know the bands, it starts reducing. So your personal tax allowance starts reducing. So I was already on like 3K. I think the personal tax allowance was already 3K. So it was already like very little anyway. And then they said, oh, like it couldn't. So I got off the phone and I just thought, this is why some people commit tax fraud. Not that I'm saying it's right, and not that I would do that. Please hear me well. I'm just saying, like, it was just so frustrating to find out that because someone is a higher tax earner, then you're penalizing them essentially for having more money or making more money. And I was really, really upset about it. So that's one on tax. And of course, in Dubai, Dubai, there is no income tax. You don't pay tax on your income. Do you want to talk to us about the property tax?
Yeah, so in the UK, you do pay, amongst other things that you do pay something called stamp duty land tax, SDLT. And recently, it's just been increased, especially if you're buying an additional.
I'm laughing because how I found out.
Yeah, it's long story short, you're paying more tax to the government for buying a property. And then as you get on, you still have corporation tax. So
if you're buying a business, then you have corporation tax. That's normal. Like you have that anyway. But actually, so just so you explain, when you say property price, I'm talking investment properties, or if you have additional properties, what you're paying is not just going to be that. You're going to pay conveyancing fees, which is money you pay to solicitors to help you with the transaction. You're going to probably pay the broker as well, whoever has helped you, broker the deal. And then you're going to pay this SDLT that Shay just spoke about. And, you have to add all of that on top of whatever it is that you're paying. And it's a lot of money, by the way. So it's not just like, 1K it is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to definitely consider.
And then also with companies, not just companies, if you do sell or you make profit, you do pay capital gains tax.
Yeah, so this is just when you sell property, you pay capital gains tax.
So it feels like you're paying tax everywhere, and why wouldn't you just go somewhere else where
you don't get to pay all these taxes? So as far as I know, of course, don't quote me, I'm not an authority on this, but as far as I know, in Dubai, you don't pay anything called SDLT, you don't pay capital gains tax, you don't pay income tax. Of course, I'm sure that they have taxes in some other way.
It definitely wouldn't be as much as the UK anyway.
So I think the summary of that point is that the UK is just heavily taxed and not too keen on you making a lot of money. I generally would say that UK wants you to do well. Just by well, I mean like you have 3 square meals maybe or 2. You have a roof over your head, and you have a nice small house. A small roof actually. You have a nice small 3-bed house somewhere in a mid-terrace house somewhere, or a flat or something, and you're just getting by. And
then when your children go to you then go to buy a smaller house.
To downsize from the 3-bed to, I don't know what to do that to 1 bed or something. But anyway, so it's heavily taxed. And I think that kind of nicely brings us into the next point of why we're considering leaving. And it's the conservativeness in the UK. The UK is a very, very, very conservative country.
In other words, small-minded.
Yes.
Literally, everything is small.
Yeah, everything is small.
Road, small. Houses, typical houses, small. Mindset,
small. And the UK is very conservative. And how we travel, we love to travel. You probably know that from watching our YouTube videos. But I remember we got back from Qatar last year, and I remember telling Shay, I was like, Shay, we need to go to the places like this, like every 6 months, just to renew our mind and expand our thinking, and before coming back here. Because if you don't watch it, even if you had big dreams or you've always been one to dream bigger and say things, over time, because of the conservative that's funny. time, because of the conservativeness that is constantly in your face day and night, like you will start to think small as well and become conservative. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I want to say there's nothing wrong in being conservative, but there's something wrong in being small-minded.
Yeah, and I think that's where it leads to.
But yeah, so the UK is very, very conservative. So I remember, like, again, going back to Qatar, I think Qatar just really made an impression on us. Not just Qatar, Dubai as well. Yeah. But Qatar, we went to a shopping mall. I want to say a random shopping mall, but let's say it's a bit of an high-end shopping mall. And we got there. First, the entry doors. This thing was like triple height, I think. And it was gold-plated. Like, imagine just going into a mall and just like, trying to look like a girl from a village, and then you go into the mall, like all the stores, it's like Dior, Chanel, I don't even know the brands, but Rolex, literally like those. I'm not having to look for them. Those are like the mall, the stores that were like in the mall. And guess what? You know, like in the UK, like your regular malls in the UK, or I guess anywhere else, in the middle, like the middle aisle, you have like kiosk, I guess. So where you have like a Krispy Kreme or your donuts, or like pop-up shops, or all this like perfume, like cake, smaller ones, I guess, that are, you know, obviously probably don't have as much money to have a store there. And guess what was, you know, on this aisle in this mall? Penhaligon's. I'm not pronouncing it well. I don't know if it's correct, but Penhaligon's perfume. That, as far as I'm concerned, is a bit of an high-end perfume brand. Yeah. And I was like, that's the one that is in your kiosk, because they have the smaller boys here when we're talking about like Dior and Chanel and, you know, all this other big brands. But again, as I said, that one was probably a bit of an high-end one, but still it tells you the sort of opulence and things that you have, like, you know, in places like this. And there's no way, like, imagine being in a country like this every day, when you're going to the mall. Even if you walk in the mall, the doors are gold plated. You're seeing, like, you're just around like all of this wealth every single day. You go there, the roads, you're seeing all those lovely buildings, magnificent buildings. There is no way that your mind will not think big. It will just come naturally to you.
And also, just apart from the wealth, the possibility mindset, you know, a place like Dubai, where you see people treading on the edge of technology, breaking barriers in architecture, and then just going out and then creating mega structures, things that we didn't think existed, you know, that helps your mind to see possibilities. Unlike the UK, where it's almost, you're almost penalized for having a big car. You know, everybody's expected to have a small car and drive on a tiny road, where sometimes you need to wait for each other to pass. And you're wondering, I mean, you go to countries like America, you go to Dubai, and you see multiple lanes, and it's not like the UK doesn't have the land, you know. I
mean, it's not, UK is not as, obviously it's not as big as the US, but Dubai, I mean, obviously Dubai is not the entirety of the UAE, but like, I don't think those places are particularly,
there's some roads in the UK that should have been expanded over the years. There's absolutely no reason.
We were driving just last week, and we were on this road, and I looked to the left and right. It's just greenery, it's just land. And
we had to wait for the oncoming traffic to pass,
because two cars can't pass side by side, because that's how small the road is. And I was like, is there any reason for this? Is this about speed, or like, it makes no sense? But yeah, so the UK is very conservative, and I don't think, and again, we're Christians, right? You know, the Bible talks about, you know, how, like, in my father's house, or Jesus was saying in my father's house there are many mansions. When you hear like heaven being described, it's talking about like how those streets are not plated, sorry, how the streets are made of gold, and things like that. And I was like, we were joking earlier, and I was saying that I think that, you know, British Christians, when they get to heaven, I feel like they'll struggle. Just like, how can I step on gold? No. That's a waste.
Have you seen that that funny video where the leg is constantly up, and then like, nope. And then they get to their mansion,
and they're like, how many people are going to stay here? This is too much.
Let's have more families come together.
I just need a little room just for myself. You know, like, why do we need to? No, let's just share. And this will be like, no, this is not an HMO. This is your mansion. Maybe they have to put like Brits somewhere, and then have to like renew their mind, and then bring them into a Okay, we're joking, but I'm just trying to say that, you know, as a Christian, I'm wired for more, and I'm wired to think bigger and not so conservative and like small-minded.
Absolutely.
Like the UK. So that's another reason why we're considering moving out somewhere, you know, where we're constantly, you know, where our mind challenged and our mind is open to possibilities. Another reason for this is travel.
Travel.
Yeah.
So Dubai happens to be an hub for transportation, and I say that it's a connection point for quite a lot of countries. So you could easily travel to other countries, and because we've been to quite a few European countries already, there's no harm in exploring more countries, which we would definitely love to do.
Which part of the errand we're actually supposed to go run is for a trip that we have shortly.
Yeah, so we love to travel, we enjoy traveling, and we just feel like being in Dubai or having a base in Dubai would help us to be able to travel more and have a holiday home.
Yeah. So the question is, are we leaving the UK?
No.
No. So this is what we want to do, and this is where our thoughts are, is that we would love to start buying properties internationally, and our plan is to start with Dubai and have somewhere that we can stay for an extended period of time. So maybe, I mean, our travels are usually like 1 week, 2 weeks, thereabout. So it would be nice to like go somewhere for like 2 months, 3 months. So if we own a place, we own a property, and hopefully properties, so multiple, you know, we'll be able to stay there. So in Dubai, for instance, we'll be able to stay there for like 2 months, 3 months, also travel to like neighboring countries, or just, you know, just really enjoy Dubai or wherever it is that we are. Absolutely. And then, you know, when we're not there, when we're back home, because I believe that UK would always be home, and when we're back home, then we can rent that out as well, and we'll also get an income from it or from them, you know, while we're not in them. And it's not just going to be Dubai, by God's grace. It will be like Dubai, other European countries, and US. On the US, actually, I was like, US is probably one place that, as I stand right now, I don't think it's somewhere I would move to. It's a lot, like
shout out to you.
And it's a bit like, as I'm contradicting myself, I'm saying it's a lot, and I'm saying like, oh, the UK is too small, but then that's a lot.
Well, there are things that are a lot in the US. For starters, food.
Yeah. Maybe that's part of, okay, those are probably things that you appreciate about the UK. Food portions are smaller, and I think it's better because, anyway, let's not go into that. We don't want to make this video unnecessarily long. But yeah, US, don't get me wrong, I love the US. I love to visit. I think about like going back over and over again. So absolutely love it, enjoy it. But I just don't, as it stands now, I don't think that it's somewhere that I would like to live in. Again, I would love to own properties there, same thing, rent them out. But living, I don't know. But yeah, all right, we just thought to bring you in to our thoughts and what we've been thinking about, considering, and yeah, it would be nice to hear what your thoughts are in this video. And are you considering living in the UK? Are you considering leaving the UK? What do you think about the points that we've made? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Are there more, reasons?
More things that we've not considered, both for like pros and cons, for both. Let us know in the comment section. By the way, I noticed that you guys have not been leaving comments. Why? Okay, but seriously, please leave the comments. Watch the videos as well. The views, please, I need the views to go up. I need the subscribers to go up. I need this to go to the uttermost part of the world, and I need you to help make it happen.
You ready?
Please. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tommy Daniels.
And I'm Shay Daniels.
Goodbye.